All right, we're shifting our focus to some big news coming in from Bengaluru city. A metro pillar has collapsed in Bengaluru city, killing two. The civic apathy on full display in Bengaluru. A mother-son duo die after a metro construction pillar crashes. Mother and her toddler die on the spot in this accident. Mother and son have died in this incident. A couple along with their son were headed towards HRBR area where there's metro construction works. In fact, a pillar that supports a metro line has come crashing down, killing two people, a mother and son. The metro pillar was overloaded and collapsed while that bike was passing. Mother and son were pillion riders. The father has survived. The mother and the son right behind have died. They've suffered grievous injuries, shifted to Altis Hospital, but unfortunately succumbed. Deceased have been identified as Tejaswini and a 2.5-year-old son, Vihan. Absolutely tragic. Let me cut across to Sagai Raj for more on Bengaluru. Sagai, unbelievable. A metro construction pillar there, we believe, has come crashing down on a biker. And this happened somewhere close to Hebbal. How far was this metro construction complete? What led to this pillar collapsing? Any word on that?
So the construction has not been completed yet, Nabila. It is under construction, and this particular stretch connects from Whitefield Silk Board to airport, and it is still under construction. The pillars are still being laid down, and the constructions are still happening. And if you notice, the entire stretch, there are only pillars. You get to see a lot of rods, but there are no security measures which is being taken. And this particular pillar has collapsed, and unfortunate news is that the family of three who were on their bike heading towards Hebbala from Horamavu, and this particular pillar collapsed close to HRBR Layout when they were en route to Hebbal, and immediately they were being shifted to the hospital close to that particular ring road, and unfortunately they had succumbed to injuries. They were being identified as Tejaswini and 2.5-year-old Vihan, and they were pillion riders, and the case is yet to be registered. The DCP of Bengaluru East says that so far there are no complaint which has been registered on the same. Once they register a complaint, they will be taking necessary action. And it is the failure of measures, precautionary measures by the metro department, which is constructing these pillars across the city.
You know, where do you think is the slip here, Sagai? If you really look at it, this is an under construction site, and ideally those roads must be barricaded, but yet you have traffic to pass by. People, of course, are commuting on the sidelines of that under construction pillar there. And if it was so weak, there should have been a survey that should have been carried out. But yet this was left for it to finally collapse on a commuter. It is expected, if the foundation is weak, something like this will happen. And one who knows Bangalore knows how long metro lines have been constructed. This is a never-ending saga. Construction just never ends.
Absolutely, and every alternative road, you either get to see the construction of roads or laying new roads, white-topping roads, rapid roads, and metro construction. This is how the entire chaos in Bengaluru. And this particular stretch, Nabila, what we are talking, and if you go to the entire ring road, you'll find huge towers of pillars which is still under construction. They are not completing, but they are just laying this huge, thick rods, which will help for foundation for these kind of pillars. But when you are laying these kind of rods as a pillars, there should be some kind of precautionary. If at all, if it get collapsed, the public should not be allowed. But if you notice, the construction are happening right in the center of the road. Right side you have the vehicles going on the other side, and left side you have from the opposite direction. But no precautionary measures has been taken, and this is what the unfortunate news that comes to light, that a pillar has been collapsed, and thankfully it has collapsed now. Remember, if after completion of the construction, if it would have collapsed, there might be more damage, especially people who are also traveling in the metro train as well as the public on the same road.
All right, you know, we believe that it were the bystanders who jumped in and tried to pull out the mother-son duo and even the father from under the debris there. But how tall or how big was that pillar? Clearly it was heavy enough to kill them on the spot. But was there any survey done? Was there a way that the BBMP, who's carrying out that metro construction there, did they detect this kind of instability in that pillar there? And despite that, allowed for traffic to pass by?
No. Nabila, it doesn't come under BBMP. It is a separate entity. Metro has been taken over by a separate entity along with center and state collaboration, and the metro.
But it's also the civic body that monitors it, isn't it? The surveys are usually done by the BBMP when it comes to foundation of a pillar, etc. Any construction per se within city limits comes also under the BBMP. Yes, it is granted to a private agency, which has got to do their job, but it's in compliance with the government officials. Why no survey? Why no detection of this weak pillar that was standing all the while? How long has this construction been pending, Sagai?
No, it has been from a long time. I also live at the same place where this particular incident has happened. It is just 1 kilometer away from my residence, and I have seen this particular construction happening from a long time. Just 6 months back, there was a white topping road which was being laid down on the same road, and after a few days they started to construct these kind of huge pillars, and this is more than 100 feet of pillars in the center of the road. And as you pointed out, yes, the government agencies have to look over it, but these are the pillars which has been put initially. So these government agencies have to give a certification once the construction happened, what kind of construction which has been done, what kind of material which has been used. Much before that could even happen, this particular pillar has collapsed and killed 2 people.
And look at the size of the pillar there, Sagai. If you're there, are you at the spot right there? Are we able to see up close how the pillar really looks like? Look at the size of that pillar. It almost looks like an entire tree that's come falling down. Anyone who God forbid, is trapped under this could die. And that's precisely what's happened. A mother-son duo has died right on the spot. All right, stay with us, Sagai.